Hi, my dear students. Very good evening once again. Welcome back to my class. Students, we are discussing topic name life process, digestion, respiration, transportation, excretion, reproduction. All these are the examples of life process. In earlier classes, we discussed about the digestion and the respiration. And today, I would like to explain about the transportation. My voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, mom.
Students, before going to explain about the transportation, I would like to give the importance of transportation in the humans. Right? We are the multicellular organisms. So we are having so many cells in our body. Every cell has to maintain good coordination with the neighboring cell. You know how multicellular organism evolved. Different cells combine to form a tissues. Different tissues combine to form a organ, then organism. This is the way of formation of the multicellular organisms. Here, every cell should require some basic things such as nutrients, uh, ions, minerals, gases, etc. So, for the distribution of all these things, we need a carrier. We need a transporter. That is, in our human being, is blood. That is the reason we'll call blood is a fluid connective tissue. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Okay. Now, along with the blood, we have another important thing, that is lymph. So that is known as lymphatic system. So lymph vessels used to carry out this transportation of the lymph, whereas blood is going to carry in the blood vessels. Now, why we require transportation? So let me give small explanation about this. This blood is going to supply all the nutrients, gases, for example, oxygen to the every cell. In the same way, not only it is supplying the important things, so it is also helps in the collection of the waste materials, toxic substances from the different cells. Okay, disposal of the waste materials also can be done with this blood. Okay, actually, this circulatory system consists of, students, mainly three things. What are those? Blood, blood vessels, and heart. Blood, blood vessels, and the heart. First, let us discuss about the blood. Okay, and in our human beings, we have closed circulatory system. What do you mean by closed and open circulatory system means? So let me explain. So closed means organisms having the vessels, blood vessels. The flow of blood in the blood vessels is closed circulatory system, and the flow of blood in the open. So it is not having the vessels. Okay. So that is called open circulatory system. Open circulatory system. Right? And blood is having two things, plasma and serum. Okay. Plasma is a fluid-like thing. Plasma is a fluid-like thing, consists of more than 90% of the water. Now, blood is having three types of corpuscles. What are those? RBC, WBC, platelets, etc. Okay, these are the different cells present in the heart. Now, let me explain the vessels, blood vessels. Okay, arteries, veins, and the capillaries. What do you mean by arteries? The blood vessels which carry oxygenated blood from the heart to the different body parts is arteries. Whereas veins means the blood vessels which collect the blood from the different body parts. Collection in the sense which collect deoxygenated blood from the different body parts. So then to the heart. These are vessels. So arteries, vessels. Next, third type is capillaries. Third type is capillaries. Here, these capillaries having the connections with the tissue. These are fine hair-like vessels. Okay, so these are the endings of the vessel as well as the arteries. Now, one more important point, students. This blood is flows in the closed circulatory system means blood flows only in the blood vessels. Blood vessels are of three types: arteries, veins, and the capillaries. Okay. Now, formation of the blood is known as hemopoiesis. Everybody note down this important point. Formation of the
Excuse
blood,
me, mom.
formation of the blood is hemopoiesis.
Mom, some are waiting in the lobby, it seems, mom. Could you please admit them?
Okay, okay, I'll do now. Okay, now it is okay. All are added, no? Okay, shall I continue the class, Amma? All are added: Abhinav, Nihita, Hemant, Samhita, Shraddha. Now all are there. Shall I continue the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Now let us talk about the circulatory system. You know, students, so far we discussed about the blood and blood vessels. So I said circulatory system consists of three things: blood, blood vessels, and the heart. Now let us talk about the heart. Heart is very, very important and vital organ in our human body. Just see, we'll talk about the location of the heart. It is located in the chest region. So just see this thoracic cavity we'll call. So it is just present in between the two lungs. Okay, so that particular location is known as thoracic cavity. And this heart is students surrounded by two membranes known as pericardial membrane, and this the space between these two membranes filled with the pericardial fluid. This fluid helps in the protection of the heart. And now let us see the internal structure of the heart. Heart is, students, heart is it's a muscular organ, and this heart is having four chambers, students. Four chambers. Upper chambers are called as auricles, whereas lower chambers are called as ventricles. Okay, so here they given there are two systems, pulmonary and systematic circulation. And first, let us talk about the heart internal structure, students. Yeah, see, this is the structure of heart, my dears. And upper chambers are called auricles, lower chambers are called ventricles. There are actually four chambers. So these are right side chambers and these are left side chambers. And only one point you should remember, on the left side, we can see the supply of the oxygenated blood. That means purified blood. On the right side, deoxygenated blood is present. So that means the blood with the carbon dioxide or deoxygenated blood, you can say. Okay, nearby this heart, we are having the lungs also. The lungs helps in the purification of the blood. So actually our heart is acting like a pumping device which helps in the carrying of blood from different body parts. In the same way, it supplies blood to the different body parts. It collects and it supplies. Two things our heart only going to perform. But see, heart, it is a heart is not going to purify the blood. Purification part is done by the lungs. Only the main duty of the heart is, students, pumping. Okay, now I said nearby this heart we are having the lungs. So whatever deoxygenated blood collected by the heart, first it is, so from the heart it is sending to the lungs. In the lungs, it gets purifies actually. Okay, and one more important point I would like to mention, students. Please listen carefully. I said heart is having four chambers. Upper chambers are called auricles, whereas lower chambers are called ventricles. Right? And left side, right side. Left side, only deoxygenated blood is present, whereas in the right side, oxygenated blood is present. Near to this heart, we are having the lungs. So lungs helps in the purification of the blood. First, let us see the structure of heart now. See, students, here it the septum present in between the two auricles is called interauricular septum here, and the septum which present between the ventricles is called interventricular septum. See, actually this chamber is having the partitions. Heart is having the internal partitions. So why one side oxygenated blood is there and other side deoxygenated blood is there? So to avoid the fusing of oxygenated blood with the deoxygenated blood. So our heart is very well developed. It is having the septums. So let us see that here this is the auricle and this one is the ventricle, right? And so in between the right atrium and the right ventricle, we have a valve known as tricuspid valve. Everybody make a note of it, students. In between the right auricle and the right ventricle, we have the valve known as tricuspid valve, and the left side, sorry, here in the left side, we have the valve known as mitral valve. We can also call it as bicuspid valve. The other name of the mitral valve is bicuspid valve. Okay. I'll maximize the figure and I'll show you.
Ma'am, are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I shared, no?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am,
We
we're
cannot
not
see
able to
from.
see.
Okay, okay. I'll do it. Now, okay, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
You just see the figure here. Okay. See, students, this is the heart structure. Once again, I'll explain you, ma. Okay. Wait, I'm taking the spotlight. Right. See, this is the heart structure. It is pear shape. This heart is located in the chest region, and here we have four chambered heart. Upper chambers are called auricles, whereas lower chambers are called ventricles. Right. Here, let us see the next point is on the right side, students, flow of deoxygenated blood. Okay, means you can say in short, in simple form, uh, pure, it is not having the purified blood. Okay, means deoxygenated. So blood is not having the oxygen. Deoxygenated means here the blood is having the carbon dioxide, impure blood, you can say. On the left side, oxygenated blood is there. You can say purified blood. Okay, students. So here our heart acts like a pumping device actually, which helps in the pumping of the blood. So nearby the heart, I said we have the lungs. Lungs helps in the purification of the blood. For example, I said here we have the two types of blood vessels and arteries. First, let us talk about the blood vessels. These blood vessels helps in the collection of deoxygenated blood. Whatever blood is collected by these blood vessels, by the heart, so first of all, then it reaches to the lungs. So again in the lungs, it gets purified. So that purified blood again come back to this lungs. Sorry, come back to this heart. So in this way, our heart helps in the pumping of the blood. Now, see students, let us see the internal structure of the heart. Okay, here these two auricles and the ventricles were get separated by the septa. Okay, why it is having septas means, why it is having the partitions means, just to avoid the mixing of the deoxygenated blood with the oxygenated blood. I hope you all understood. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, Amma. Okay. Now, see, first let us talk about the septas. So, the septa present between these two auricles is called interauricular septum, whereas the septum present in between these two auricles is, these two ventricles is called interventricular septum. Upside, in upper chamber we can see interauricular, and here in the downside we can see interventricular septum. And let us talk about the septa present in between the auricle and the ventricle. Right side, students, right side. So this is the right atrium and this one is the right ventricle. Between these two, we are having a septum again. Okay, interauriculoventricular septum. Here in this septum, we have tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve. In the same way, this side also means on the left side also, we are having the valve in between the left auricle and the left ventricle, that is mitral valve. We can also call it as a bicuspid valve. Understand? Tricuspid and bicuspids. So these are the valves present in between the auricle and the ventricles. Now let me give the description about our importance of valve. Actually, valves helps in the, it doesn't allows the backflow of the blood. Understand? So what is the main role of the valve, students? It doesn't allows the backflow of the blood. So this is about the structures. And one more important point I would like to mention. Now let us see the circulation. I said we have the double circulation. Okay, so in humans we have to talk about the double circulation. Why double circulation means? What's the meaning of double circulation? I'll explain. See children, this is the heart and whereas this one is the lungs. Okay. First of all, see this is the right atrium. Okay. What is this, my dears? Right atrium. So from the blood veins, so this is the vein. Through these veins, we'll get deoxygenated or you can say impure blood from the different body parts. Okay, impure blood first it is reaching the right auricle. Then it enters into the right ventricle. Now, then again it enters into the lungs with the help of pulmonary vessels. So if the blood vessel is having the connection with the lungs, we can use the name as pulmonary. Okay. Now here our lungs are going to purify the blood. Purification means what, students? Addition of oxygen to the blood and removal of what? Carbon dioxide from the blood. You all know, students, blood is having the hemoglobin pigment. So this hemoglobin pigment having the efficiency of carrying of oxygen as well as the carbon dioxide. Okay, so as it is helps in the carrying of these gases. So in the lungs, we have the alveoli. So in the lungs, so our blood is get purifies. After that, the purified blood again it comes to the vessels. First it is reaching the left ventricle, then left auricle. So from the left auricle, blood is going to pump to the different body parts by means of systemic aorta. By what, children? By systemic aorta. Understand? So I'll ask few questions. Now time is 4:40. Just 5 minutes are there. In the meanwhile, as the concept is very somewhat tough. Okay. So I would like to test you people how far you understood this topic. Abhinav,
Yes,
Abhinav,
ma'am.
please respond. Okay. You heard the lesson, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what topic we are discussing now?
Life process. Now we are discussing about transportation.
Transportation. Very good. And what type of circulatory system we have in our human body? Tell me, Abhinav.
Ma'am, ma'am, means I need to record those also, so it will take some time.
Okay. Shraddha, can
Sorry, I
you run?
can't.
Shraddha, can you?
Yes, ma'am. We have an open circulatory system. Sorry,
No.
closed,
Closed.
closed.
Closed circulatory system, Shraddha.
Yes, ma'am.
Why closed circulatory system? Can you describe?
Ma'am, as blood has to flow in closed pathways.
Yes, your saying is correct. Say loudly. What you said is correct. Say loudly.
As it has to pass through our body in closed pathways.
Yeah, actually, in our human body, blood flows in the vessels. But whereas in the lower animal, students, there is no blood vessels. So generally, blood flows in the open area. That is open circulatory system. But in our case, we are higher organisms no highly developed body we have no. So in our case, we have blood vessels. In that blood vessels, blood is going to flow. That is the reason we'll call this system as a closed circulatory system. Now you understand, Abhinav?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Next, Shashank. Shashank, are you there?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
After long days, I think I'm seeing you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then let us talk about, see, I said no, heart is having 4
Ma'am, now
chambers.
only I joined, ma'am.
Now only joined. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you are saying that don't ask the questions, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Shashank?
Ma'am.
Okay, na? That's
Ah,
it.
yes. Yes, ma'am.
Now let us, Charishma. Actually, interaction is very important. That's why we are going for interaction. So, every day, first 25 minutes class followed by the last 5 minutes interaction. Okay, na? So, immediately at the end of the class, I used to ask doubts, Amma. So, my request is that you have to very, very clearly listen the concept first. Okay, so I'm sharing the PPTs. So, PPTs, I'm unable to mention all the points, but there are some points I'm telling orally. I think, did you observe? Abhinav, Akshaya, all. So, some extra points I'm telling orally. Whatever the points I'm telling, please make a note of it. Note down. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, very good, very good. Okay.
Ma'am, what is
Upper
the exam
chambers.
syllabus, ma'am?
Hemant, what?
Ma'am, what is the exam syllabus?
16th exam syllabus, you are asking.
Yes, ma'am. We didn't
Yes,
get.
ma'am. We didn't get it.
Actually, life process only. Nutrition. Life process,
Nutrition.
nutrition. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Now, Shasha, okay. Hemant, what is the name of upper chambers? Name of upper chambers.
Ma'am, Venakawa.
Chambers, I'm asking. I said 4 chambers in the heart, no. Upper chambers are called auricles. Lower chambers are called ventricles. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children. I'm closing the class. Have a nice day. Okay, children. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.